Hi, I'm Beyond Taylor, and I'm here to help you go beyond your self-imposed limitations. So today I want to talk to you about why it's safe for you to experience the new reality that you are aligning yourself with. And I'm going to give you tools that's going to help you feel safe. So I'm not only going to tell you why it's safe, but I'm also going to give you tools to help you feel safe. Because for a lot of you, you can believe in yourself, right? You can even bring the manifestations into your reality. You align yourself with the version of reality that allows you to experience your manifestations. But for some reason, they're slipping through your fingers. You're not able to hold on to them. And it's because you don't feel safe enough in this new reality. You're used to the old ways of things, even if they are not beneficial or in alignment with your highest self. It's what you're used to. It's what you're comfortable with. So you have to understand that when you are aligning yourself with the best, greatest timeline that you can experience, it's not going to be comfortable for you. And that's why you self-sabotage. And that's why I have self-sabotaged in the past hard. When I first came into Neville's teachings, I immediately loved everything that he was talking about. And the reason why I love Neville is because I could tell that he was coming from a higher level of understanding when it came to reality creation. Because especially, his book, The Power of Awareness. He explicitly said that I am is the ruler of all, right? And whatever we place after I am is what we become. And that resonated to me so much more than, just thinking and believing in this new reality and I'll get it. It's the knowing to the deepest part of my core that I am, and not just through knowledge, but through experience. Because I came from a non-dual background. So I knew that reality was one and there was no separation between myself and everything else. So to hear it spoken of, because he talks from a non-dual understanding, but then he also talks about how to play in the realm of form. I was hooked on Neville. So I immediately put his teachings to the test. I changed my life very quickly. I'm from Illinois and I moved to Colorado because I went to rehab. If you guys want a story about my life, put that down in the comments and I'll give you a full story. But short synopsis, I moved to Colorado because I needed to get away from that lifestyle in Illinois. And I came out here with nothing. I didn't know anybody. Came out here with nothing, but I got my car shipped from back home. That was all I had. And I came across Neville's teachings and I wanted to get my own place. I wanted to get a job that I enjoy. I wanted to start my own business. I had all these goals for myself, but I had no way of how am I going to make this happen? Neville's teachings. I immediately started to visualize every single night. I was listening to him every single day. And within 4 months, I had my own place. I manifested $5,000 pretty much out of thin air, right? Got my own place, was able to pay off so much debt. I manifested a community online. I blew up on TikTok. Well, to me at that time, I blew up and I was able to build a huge email list. I started a business. I manifested mentors. Everything, my whole life had changed, but I didn't feel safe in my body. So I didn't know how to accept what was going on. I was doing the visualizing. I was believing in myself, right? I'm so confident, but I didn't feel safe. And that was the missing link this time around. It took me 3 years to finally realize that this is what was missing, was that my nervous system was out of whack and that I did not feel safe in my own body, which is why addiction became something that was attractive to me. Many people, when you don't feel safe in your body, you will turn to addiction, whether that's food, pornography, sex with random people, relationships. You can also get addicted to relationships, media, right? Watch too much TV, being on social media, of course, drugs and alcohol, nicotine, right? Addictions form because there's not a level of safety in the body. So we do what we can to escape being in the body by altering our states of mind. And that's pretty much what ended up happening, is I ended up going back into addiction because I could not accept how fast things were changing for me. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to experience quick shifts while also being able to maintain what's coming into your reality. And the way to do that is by not resetting, but regulating your nervous system, by not being afraid of any uncomfortability that comes up. And this is also the way to not react to circumstances. You know, people say, don't react to your circumstances. You're going to react if you don't feel safe in your body. But when there's a level of comfortability in the uncomfortable, then you're not going to react, or you're not going to react to yourself reacting. You can't really control that first reaction initially when you're first starting this work. But even when you react, you don't get upset at yourself and being like, oh, I should not have did that. You just observe. You literally rest as the observeness. You rest as the observer. You rest as awareness. So let's get into the video and let's talk about why you can feel safe in your body and how you're going to do it in order to get and maintain your desired reality. So part 1, you are awareness in human form. Or your God in human form, as I would say. But I know a lot of people have a hard time with the word God, you know, that they feel icky about it because a lot of trauma that comes with that word, especially in the West. So I like to say consciousness, awareness, right? But you are that in human form. And I really like this quote from Neville. He says, I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. The very creator of consciousness is the feeling of I am. I am forgets who I am, where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. The awareness of being remains regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. And that's from The Power of Awareness. I think I chopped that up a little bit, but the image was on the screen. But it's important to remember that I am is before everything. What I am that I am in the Bible. And also in the Bible, when God revealed himself to Moses, when Moses said, what's your name so I can go back and tell the people who you are? He told Moses, I am. And when you think about I am, we all say it. If you ask me who I am, I would say I am Taylor. If I ask you who you are, you would say I am, insert your name. And then you would also add other characteristics. I am a man, I am a woman, I am this age, I am a mother, I am a son, I am an uncle, right? We add all these characteristics after I am, but the one universal commonality between all of us is that we all say I am. And the I am that we are referring to is consciousness, is awareness, is God, being. And then when something goes after I am, that's the personification of God. This microphone could talk. This microphone would say I am a microphone. This is the personification of God in a form. So the first thing to remember and to know for yourself, not just through me telling you, but to know for yourself, is that you are everything. You are consciousness. You are the awareness. You exist before all of experience. Before Abraham was, I am. Right? I think that's the quote. I'll put it on the screen. But it's like I am is always what comes first. And the reason why I want to hammer this into you is because that's your nature. So when your nature is everything, if you are everything and everyone, and this is also the truth behind everyone is you pushed out. Of course, everyone is you pushed out because everyone is consciousness. Everyone is saying I am. This is like, it's very simple. That's the truth behind everyone is you pushed out. So if you are that, then what could you ever lack? And I said this in my last video. You don't lack anything and you don't need anything because you are awareness. You are consciousness. It's just that when you take form, you become just a fraction, a limited aspect of that. And then you take on all what comes with your form, what comes with your name, what comes with your age, what comes with your occupation, what comes with your ethnicity, right? You take on all the beliefs that come with that. But if you could understand that before all of that, you are, I am. If you could understand that, then it's going to be easier to feel safe. To feel safe in creating a new reality or aligning yourself with a new reality because you are it. You are everything. So why wouldn't you feel safe in what you're seeing on the screen of awareness when it's you? There's nothing to fear. It's all you. I've had many dreams where I'm terrified in a dream, right? Somebody's trying to attack me or I feel like I'm about to die. I'm really terrified. Then all of a sudden I remember that I am. That, wait a minute, I'm dreaming and everything is just me. So then I just start to love everything that I see. I just start to relax and I have peace with it. And then all my circumstances change in a dream. The monster is no longer scary. The monster wants to hug me. The same thing applies in this realm. When we start to remember that it's all us. I am you. What you're looking at, an aspect of self. We are not separate from each other. The only thing that makes us separate is the beliefs that we hold, but other in the form that we take. But without thought, you would have no way of knowing that I am over here and you're over there. It's only the mind that comes up and says, I'm watching a person on the screen. But without the mind, when there's just a level of awareness, there's just one experience. There's no separation. Even the shapes in space, it's not separate from space. It's all the same thing. But because when we were kids, we were taught this is a circle, this is a square, this is what this sound like. We were taught how to differentiate objects in reality. So then, because that's how we were taught, that's how we see reality. But really, that's not the way it is. Without mind, when there's just awareness, there's only one blanket. It's just like looking at a piece of paper. It's just two-dimensional. It's just what is, with no separation. And that's the way reality is now. It's just that because we experience it within a three-dimensional way, we experience time and space, and we experience objects in time and space, so it appears everything is separate. That's not the way it is. And again, I really want to hammer this into you and get this point across, because you are that. So there's safety in knowing that. But again, you can't just know it because I'm telling you it. I want you to go out and experience it. And I'm going to give you tools on how to experience this truth for yourself. But you can, like this is not a philosophy. This is not a theory. You are already that. You're already experiencing it. But because of how identified you are with the layer of mind, everything, right, we're mind, physical, and spiritual. Those are the planes of existence that we are operating on, that we are aware of. There's so many more planes of existence, but the ones that we are mostly aware of is it's physical, spiritual, and mental. And I don't want this to just be mental for you. I want you to experience this on a body level and on a spiritual level. This truth has to be not understood. Yes, understood, but also experienced. You cannot just know it through the mind. You have to, I know I keep saying it, but it's so important that you experience it, or what I'm saying, it won't even matter, right? You could try to philosophize your way, or theoretically understand this and still also experience results. But if you want to experience the best results, it's about feeling it. And it don't take forever to feel it, because you're already in that state now. You are already I am. You don't have to do anything to become I am. It's just about recognizing it or remembering it. But really, it's just about recognizing it. And you can recognize it on a second to second level. And you can also forget on a second to second level. I think Alan Watts was the one that said, consciousness is playing hide and seek with itself. Because it's like this, you have an aha moment, or as they say in Zen cultures, you have Kensho. And Kensho is like a glimpse of this, of the knowing, of the illusion of being separate. All of that goes away. The veil of illusion gets lifted, and then there's this knowing that I am everything. But then you go right back into identifying with the mind, because it's very habitual for you, and because it's comfortable for you, and because it's safe for you. Even when we think about psychedelics, people have psychedelics and they have ego deaths. Really what they're experiencing is the unison of them with their reality. And the reason why that can become scary if there's not a facilitator or somebody who's experienced with psychedelics and they're with that person, is because that's a shock. It's literally a shock to the ego, not to the self. The self already knows this. The self already is this. But the ego, it becomes too much for it, and that's why the ego goes crazy. The who you truly are can never go crazy. So don't think that, knowing this is scary. It's not for who you truly are, because who you truly are is just watching it and is just aware of it. It does not fear this truth, because it already is it. The separate self, the false self, is the one that becomes afraid of this truth, because it means that the false self is not real, and then it starts to see into the illusory nature of itself, and that can be really scary. Now that's also why people are afraid of death, because they're afraid of the illusory self dying, not realizing that who we are is eternal and we can never die, because we were never born, and energy has never been created nor destroyed. So energy is eternal, and that's what you are. You are energy. Okay, so that's part one, is that you are awareness. And I really wanted to hammer that into you, because just by having this realization, there can be safety within this, but also there has to become a practice of it as well. Part two is about programming. So part two is about programming, and like I said in my last video, when we're really young, we become programmed with no defense. Sorry, that just really But when we're like 0 to 7, we are very susceptible to all programming, and we have no defense mechanisms placed up to not take in that programming. We don't know what's beneficial for us and what's not. We're pretty much just like a tape recorder recording all information, and because of how the subconscious mind works, it accepts everything. It doesn't say no to anything. It just accepts it, and we're so receptive and open. Our conscious mind isn't there to say this is not, I don't like this, or I like this. So all the information becomes our identity, and that information forms our identity. So you have to understand that you are working with some deep-seated beliefs that you did not even have any say to when you were younger. You weren't able to say, wait a minute, I'm abundant because I'm everything. Why am I being told that money is hard to make? Why am I being told that all men ain't? Why am I being told that love is illusory and it's only for the movies and the fairy tales? Why am I being told that I have to work in order to make a living? I got to work hard. Because when we were little, we knew the truth, but we were also being told information that we did not have any type of barriers put up for. So those just kind of became, especially if we saw this information over and over again from media, from our well-meaning caregivers, that just became our truth. And I want you to understand that that's the programming that you are working against, or not working against, because that sounds so like resistance, but that's the programming that you are working with. And in order to install some new programming that's going to align with the reality that you want to experience, you have to make peace with the old programming. You have to love the old programming. You don't want to like hate it so much, because what you resist persists. So you don't want to hate it so much, and you got to be better, and you fight yourself to be better, that you are not allowing yourself to have some new programming. And also, this is why it's important to seek first the kingdom of heaven, because when you are seeking from a place of resistance and not knowing who you are, it's much more difficult to switch out these beliefs to change the programming that you have had since you were little. So that's why it's important first. That's why part 1 is about understanding that you are consciousness in human form. That's seeking first the kingdom of heaven. And then his righteousness, all things will be added on to you. So now that you are in the state of heaven, heaven is a mind state, then it's much easier to get the thoughts of abundance, of love, of joy, of peace to come to you. You don't have to search for them. You don't have to do a million techniques in order to know the truth, because you are being the truth. And then because you are just an antenna for thoughts and emotions, then that's what's going to be received. You are the receiver, so you're going to be receiving thoughts of abundance, of love, of joy. You're going to be having opportunities come to you. You don't chase, you attract. So you're going to be attracting all these experiences by knowing the truth, not by the techniques. The techniques are just trying to get you to know the truth, when you can just go straight to the truth, which is you are, I am, right? As long as you keep saying I am, I am, I am, then that's the truth, and that's where you can feel a level of safety. And also feeling safety with the old programming. You know that it's just programming. I just told you that it's not true. It's just what you've been told. You came into the world knowing the truth, but when you were younger, you got programmed, and you still continue to get programmed, but you were very much getting programmed at a younger age because you had no defenses. Now you got some defenses up where you can use a bit more discernment with information that comes in if you're conscious. But if you're not conscious, you're in the alpha state, you're in that state where the conscious mind is speaking to the subconscious mind, you're more susceptible. And again, big companies, they know this, which is why they send you advertisements in these states when you listen to music, when you watch TV, because your conscious mind kind of gets quiet. So, but again, the older you are, the more defenses you have against certain beliefs, even beliefs that will serve you. So it's important to understand that it's safe for you to have new beliefs, because those beliefs aren't true. No beliefs are true. All beliefs are false. Nothing is real except for the fact that you are. Nothing is real except for awareness. The only thing that's real, think about this. When you think about what's real, what's real can never be destroyed, right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. What's real cannot be destroyed. So you have to understand that what's real is not beliefs, because beliefs come and go. So there's safety in knowing that, because then you know that any belief that I have, I can change it. Any belief, I don't have to hold on to it and think of it as my identity, because it's not real. Because what I really am is the awareness behind all of experience. So I want you to love yourself. I want you to love the old conditioning that's coming up. And I'm going to tell you how, because again, I don't just want to tell you do this without telling you how or giving you tools to do it, because then it's just like motivation and I'm not here to just motivate you and inspire you. I really want you to experience the shifts that you have come into this room to experience. You came here to evolve and to know the truth, and from knowing the truth to create and have fun in this reality. I want you to do that. So I don't just want to inspire you. I want to give you actionable tools, and you'll be getting that towards the end of the video. Keep watching. Just listen. The philosophy, the fluff is also important, because the fluff is going to allow you to think deeper. I want you to really meditate on what I'm saying. Don't just take it in, or even if you think you know what I'm saying, still meditate on what I'm saying, because that's how the information is going to actually stick. So yeah, the way to reprogram yourself is, especially through your day-to-day, is by one, just making sure that you're present as much as you can be. Presence, right? Just being present so you can know what thoughts are being signaled to you, because if you're not aware of it, it's controlling your life. So it's important to be as present as you can, to be as mindful as you can. And when you can't be as present or as mindful, because I mean, it's a muscle to focus that much. Make sure that you are placing yourself around people that are going to be in alignment with the reality you want to experience. You listen to the music that's in alignment. You taking in media online, TV, whatever. You're taking in media, books that's in alignment with the reality you want to create. And if you are around people that you cannot necessarily, you know that it's not in alignment with the reality that you want to experience, but like these are family members, you can't avoid them, right? You're going to work, you're around coworkers, you can't avoid them. Then I want you to love them anyway, right? And you can feel safety in that, because you know that it's all you. So I want you to love these aspects of you. And I really want to tell you guys the St. Francis prayer, because that's a great way to love these aspects of you. So the St. Francis prayer says, Lord, make me a channel of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love, that where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, I may bring harmony, that where there is error, I may bring truth, that where there is doubt, I may bring faith, that where there is despair, I may bring hope, that where there are shadows, I may bring light, that where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Lord, grant that I may seek rather to comfort than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds, it is by forgiving that one is forgiven, and it is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. Amen. 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 Okay. I love this prayer because it is so crucial in helping you to operate in the world where everybody is not on the same frequency as you, but understanding that it's all you anyway. So it's about asking your higher self, God, the universe, awareness, to bring you with wisdom to see that everyone is just you, and how to operate in that, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. Seek to comfort than to be comforted. Seek to understand than to be understood, right? Seek to forgive, seek to love. These are all higher qualities of the highest human form that you can take, right? If you want to operate in your highest frequency, then say this prayer as many times as you can. Keep it on your phone, so that when you are in circumstances around like family members or at work, you like, wait a minute, let me say this prayer, and then it's going to put you back in alignment with the truth, right? And then also it's going to make you remember, I'm just the awareness, I'm just consciousness, and that I am is within everybody. So everybody I see is just a mirror. And I'll talk more about the mirror and how to like love yourself and how to forgive yourself, so that you can forgive and love everybody else. Actually, I'll make that my next video. How about that? Okay. All right. So this is getting kind of long, so let's go into the tools. Let's go into part 3, which is how to feel safe. The first way to feel safe into your new beliefs and the reality that you want to create for yourself is by knowing the truth. And that's by doing self-inquiry. So self-inquiry is trying to get, who is the self? Who is this self that I take myself to be? So you ask questions like, who am I? And any answer that comes up, it cannot be the truth, because any answer that comes up, you are aware of it. So you are the awareness. You are aware of all experience. You want to get to that one. You want to become aware of who's aware. And you cannot do that by anything that comes up. Because again, if you say, who am I? And the answer comes up, you're still aware of that. So who is it that's aware of that? And I want you to keep taking your attention back to who is it that's aware of that. Ask yourself throughout the day, what am I aware of? Right? And then you'll probably see, oh, I'm aware of this book, or I'm aware of my hand. Who is it that's aware of my hand? And then an answer will come up, but I'm aware of that. So who is it that's even aware of that? The answer is not going to come through words. The answer is going to come through energetically. It's going to come through realizations. You're going to know without knowing how you know, but you'll know. That's how the answer is going to come up. So this is the first step to feeling safe. Also, nervous system regulation. So now that you know the truth, how can you become safe with these beliefs that are starting to get signaled to you? Because when you operate that high, you about to start getting hit with downloads after downloads after downloads. And you have to feel safe with these new downloads. You have to feel safe with the way that your reality is going to reflect this truth. Because when you operate when you are vibrating that high, your reality is going to be reflecting back to you these higher states. You got to feel safety with that, because it's going to feel uncomfortable to the false self. So nervous system regulation by feeling safe in your body. I like to do EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom tapping. I've talked about that on other videos. Go watch my old videos and you'll hear what I talk about that. But you tapping on centers in your body that's going to release stored beliefs that you have and the emotions, so the energy can feel more free, so that you're not afraid of when these emotions are triggered in your body. The feelings of unworthiness, the feeling of lack, the feeling of not being enough, the feeling of not even believing in yourself or not trusting. When those get triggered, we have points in our body that store old beliefs, or like things that happened in the past. They get stored, so then we just revert back to that feeling. We avoid, we go to addictions, or we go to avoidance. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to sit with it so we can love it, so that it knows that it's safe. It's safe that when these feelings do come up, if they need our attention, we're going to give them our attention. And that's all of these uncomfortable feelings want. They just want to know that when they come up, we're going to listen. So when we say, I'm safe with this, I'm okay with this feeling coming, it's not going to just come up just because. It's not going to manifest in your life just because it wants your attention. It's only going to come up when it needs to, and then you'll be able to trust yourself more when it comes to having these uncomfortable emotions. You'll notice something's really wrong, whereas right now it's probably just anxiety or fear, and you don't need that. That's literally unwanted. You don't really need anxiety and fear. So EFT tapping is a good one. Just dancing, moving your body around when you feeling sad, fear, mad. Just get that energy moving, right? Then you'll like when you just start to implement these practices. When you're feeling uncomfortable, you'll start to feel safety in any uncomfortability that shows up in your reality. Also body scanning, just sitting down and giving the emotion a name, giving it a color, giving it an image, right? Personifying it so that you're not so afraid of it, and then releasing it or loving it until it releases itself, or just observing it. Literally just observing like any unconscious patterns or uncomfortable feelings is what's going to dissolve them. So really it's just about observing them. And last but not least, I think that's pretty much it. So just nervous system regulation, EFT tapping is really good with that. Self-inquiry is also good, and meditation. I'll always meditate. I always recommend meditating, and not just when you're sitting down with your eyes closed, but throughout your day, which is mindfulness, which is just being aware, observing your reality. So meditation, EFT tapping, self-inquiry, these are ways that's going to, if you practice them consistently, not just here and there, or not just when you're uncomfortable, but when you show up every day as much as you can, you practice this, then it's going to be much easier to feel safe in your body when everything starts to transform, and then you'll be able to maintain it. Not just resonate, not just vibrate in these high states, have things come in, and then you don't feel safe about it because it's so unfamiliar to your false self, not to your true self. Because your true self, this is it, like the feeling of abundance and love and joy that being reflected back to it, that's itself. I mean, everything is the self, but it's going to feel safer for the false self, because the false self ain't going nowhere. That's another thing. Like a lot of people say, oh, you dissolve the ego completely. No, you don't. And why would you want to? You love to experience yourself as being separate from everything else, because then you can have the experience, and then you know that you are having the experience of separation. So you don't want to get rid of your ego. You just want to make it your friend and not your master. You want to use it to your benefit, like creating and building and using your logic and reasoning. Like these are still places that are high up on the level of consciousness according to David Hawkins' consciousness map. You don't want to lose these things. You just want to allow it to work with you instead of working against you. So I really hope this video was helpful. I don't want to make this video too long, but I love you guys so much. And I've also been getting a lot of requests in the DMs. Follow me on IG. This is my IG, Beyond Taylor. And also in comments, people are interested in working with me. I am offering group a membership, and where I will be doing group coaching in there. So if that's something that you're interested in, then sign up in the link below, and then you'll be getting an email with further details really soon. Also sign up for the habit tracker, so you can make sure you're doing your self-inquiry, you're doing your meditations, okay, you're doing your nervous system work, you're doing the breath work. Oh my God, I forgot breath work. Breath work is like the most important. Breathwork has changed my life. Just knowing that my breath is my anchor and my anchor is my breath, right? But make sure that you are staying on track with all of these things. Sign up for the habit tracker. I'll put a little video right here of how it works. You get points, and every time you get a point, you can reward yourself with something nice. So it's really nice to have a reward system to make sure that you are showing up for yourself. And that's all I got for this video. I love you guys. I will be seeing you guys soon. And make sure you comment down below what your favorite part of this video was. I love to hear from you guys. Y'all know I respond to every comment. I love to talk to y'all. So yeah, and also if you're interested in live videos, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna be going live on there more often, but for more like in-depth one-on-one work, then you want to make sure that you are gonna be in the membership, the monthly membership. It's not gonna be super expensive at all. It's just going to be for more serious learners, and I'm going to cap it off at 10 people. So sign up quickly, because I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all enough one-on-one attention. So I don't want it to be a super large group, but it's going to be capped off at 10 people. It's going to be super inexpensive, but I'll be sending you all the details about that when you sign up down below. I love you guys, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye.